I have a lot of interesting memories of band camp. We did, the directors decided to do YMCA. Somehow Tiffany, who was the band secretary, who was just cute as she could be, and I like Tiffany a lot. She conned me into being the Indian and wanted me to wear a little loincloth and stand up and do the YMCA in front of the whole band. That was pretty crazy. I don't know what I was thinking when I agreed to do that. That was pretty crazy doing that. But just a lot of the band camp games, you know. I'm the band of white now when they I guess it's Section Olympics or where they walk around. They have to guess the price of different items that we bought at a local grocery store. I don't know why that's my claim to fame, but yeah, band camp's pretty interesting. I remember one time we had the truck parked on the hill, and Mike Idzier decided he needed to get some equipment out of the truck, and all the equipment was on rollers and strapped in, and I happened to walk out there. I don't remember why I went out there, and Mike is standing in the back of the truck. He had unlatched the strap to get something off the truck, and everything started rolling out the back of the truck on top of him. And I found him sitting there holding the stuff, or he would have fallen out and the stuff would have fallen on top of him, and it could have been really serious. But one of the big, huge cases of equipment had tumbled out and turned upside down in the parking lot behind the truck, and I mean, we laughed about it later, but that could have been a really serious incident. So, but I remember that. He had a truckload of equipment that was going to land on top of him. He had no idea, because once he released that strap, that whole truckload of equipment was coming right back on top of him. I don't know how he held it until I don't know why I walked by at the time. I'm not really sure, but anyway, my daughter helped me. We actually built a scale version of the Wheel of Fortune game. We got asked to build a lot of things.
Dick, do you think you can make tuba stands? You know, you think you can make maybe 25 tuba stands?
And paint them and put them all together and have them ready.
You know, by this Saturday. And, you know, of course I would not ask them who was going to pay for it, you know, but I would go ahead and buy all the material and build these things, and it would take me literally hours upon hours downstairs in my shop to build these things, and then to paint them all, cover them with carpet.
All the tuba stands he made had like numerous holes drilled in them, so you could adjust them to make sure they were exactly the right height. Yeah, he's a woodworking expert, I would say. So meticulous. It's got to be done just right. So yeah, kudos to you for that.
This is all my band memorabilia from past years. From band banquets, things that kids have given me. The nice letters that I've received from Leonard Sandridge and from other people in administration. I work with the band. Templates of the ramps that we used to have at Cars Hill. We used to run
For the tubas, right?
for the tubas, yeah. Cut those on my table saw. And this here's templates for the tuba cases for the wheels. As you can see, and and Island wanted me to make up some brackets for the snare drummers, for the crash cymbals, and that's what these were going to be. We were going to paint them and put them on the snare drums for the crash cymbals. But then after I looked at it, I figured that the brackets that they had for the snare drums, all they had to be was ground down. And so I took all of the brackets for the snare crash cymbals and took them and used the grinding wheel and ground them down just to like 1/8 of an inch, and now they fit onto the snare drums. Yeah, well, this is my shop where I do most of the band work. Here's a template that I used for the tuba stands. This right here, it was the original template, and I have all the measurements written on here, and this is what I used to build the 25 tuba stands. And I've got other templates here. This is the little template that I made for the wheels for the tuba cases, so that I know exactly where to place the wheels on the tuba stands, or the tuba cases themselves. Templates of the tom stands, what type of wood I need, and the measurements and everything for those particular projects. Anyway, this is my workshop, my jigsaw and my drill press, table saw, chop saw, and all my hand tools. This got a little closet in here that I use for all the paint, electricity, and whatever.
They call on him a lot for his carpentry expertise to do stuff. My personality is I'm kind of a type A personality, so when I start a job I have to finish it. It's never let it rest. So when they asked me to build tuba stands, and they asked me to do 20 of them, or 25 of them, I start, and it takes me, like I said, a long time to do those things. And when they asked me to build platforms for the tom stands at JPJ, so that they'll fit in between the seats, and so that you can stand on them and put toms on them and whatever. Got to go and measure and buy the materials and sort of build a template and whatever, and have them strong enough so that they won't cave in on you and whatever. I can remember several years ago, the gator was used just constantly by everybody, not only band personnel and volunteers, but students. One particular, I guess it was, well, I don't know whether it was before a game or whatever, but I got a call from Drew Cook, and he said, Dick, the gator won't run. And he said, would you take a look at it? And I said, where is it? And he says, it's, ironically, it's parked in the graveyard. On the road, isn't it? there's a university graveyard there. And amazingly enough, it had died in or near the graveyard.
Yeah. So I went there and tried to get the gator started, and it wouldn't start. And so I think it was maybe the second year of the band. We needed some way to transport equipment back and forth. And so I went to Tractor Supply and I bought a small trailer for the band. And I knew that trailer wasn't big enough to put the gator on, because I could hook up the trailer behind my pickup truck and take the gator to Tractor Supply, where John Deere, where they service it. So I had to go over to sports facility and borrow their trailer from Gary Fuel, who was the head of the sports facility, and I hooked that up behind my pickup truck and went back over and rolled the gator up on the trailer and took it to Tractor Supply. Well, lo and behold, what'd they find? Out of oil. And they had completely burned the engine
The
up.
motor had seized up from being out of oil, because nobody ever bothered to check the oil in 2 years.
In 2 years' time. Never had it serviced, never had it, nobody ever checked the oil or whatever. So I just said to myself, if I am going to be using this gator, I'm going to take care of it service-wise. So from that point on, every year I have it serviced and take care of the gator. So I've taken it upon myself. So it costs quite a bit of money to maintain that gator.
He has nice seat covers on it. He has a nice steering wheel cover with Virginia on it. He's got nice Virginia stickers on it. He's got flags that are on it. Yeah, it's green, so it doesn't really fit our color scheme, but so he's taking care of making it the UVA man gator for sure. I'm particularly fond of the air horn, which we Dick and I searched long and hard, and we decided we wanted a better horn. I just remember driving through the town of Nashville after the game, blowing the horn at UVA fans. We beat Minnesota. First our band beat them in the band competition the night before, and then we beat them in the bowl game. That was, again, that was one of my first major activities with the band, and we were in the football team usually brought a tractor trailer, so we brought the football's large truck and our large truck to have enough room for everything, because the drumline truck really doesn't help, it's too small. And we were in the football truck, which has a nice loud horn, and we were driving all through downtown Nashville, laying on the air horn and having a big time. And so we got back, here, and we decided that our plain old simple horn on the band truck wasn't gonna do. We were gonna have to get a real air horn, like serious tractor trailer type air horn for the truck. So we searched long, and I actually finally found one on eBay that the guys had you could play the horn on the eBay website and hear what it sounded like, and we decided it was perfect. So we ordered, I think Dick and I split the price. We ordered this air horn, and we got it in time that we actually took tools and stuff with us, and we put it on the early day that we were in Jacksonville. We spent the day putting the air horn on, and
The hardest part was the compressor.
right, we had to mount the compressor somewhere underneath the bed of the truck, and then run the tubing and the wires up to the wiring to the fuse box in the driver's compartment, and the air hose to the horn itself, so that the compressor would power the horn. And I remember getting Itziar and Alan to come over closely, and Alan being a little nervous and staying back, and Itziar walked right up to the front of the truck, and we have the horn mounted, so it's just crazy loud. And I remember blowing back about 5 feet with the horn the first time we played it. And then we were playing it on the way into, we got a police escort into, I think it was either into the game or into practice or something in downtown Jacksonville when we were playing the horn and the tubing that let the air go from the compressor to the horns itself blew. I remember hearing this big pow when we were blowing the horns and thinking, oh crap, what have we done to the truck? But it ended up just being the tubing. But, you know, as Dick said, we take the truck to Hilldrop Moving and Storage, who actually sponsors and provides the truck for the band at no charge, and they did all the work on the truck. And so one year we took it up there and I was like, you know what, can you guys paint this front bumper orange? That was one of my big deals, and I don't know if the bill was too thrilled about that. But anyway, we had mentioned that we were going to get, Dick and I were talking about how we needed to put new tubing in the air horn. And the guys at Hilldrop completely, without even being asked or anything, must have figured out in their inspection process or whatever that the tubing was bad, so they ran new high pressure tubing to the horn. Because I remember we were very excited. We got the truck back, and the air horn was working magnificently, and we even had this other little speaker thing that played some song or whatever. We were, you know, we've had crazy little enhancements. Dick and I had the truck set up. We had a little box between the seats that held drink cups and so on and so forth for our long trips, and we had XM satellite radio hooked up, and we were ready to go on our trips because we used to go to 1 or 2 away games a year and take the whole band, and we went to Maryland one year, we went to Carolina one year, and yeah, it was funny at the Carolina game we run into some driver of the Carolina band truck, and they just had a rental truck or whatever, but he's like, yeah, I just drive the truck, and they do all the unloading and all the loading, and we're like, we wish we could be that lucky sometimes, but we've had a lot of good time with the truck, so we've blown that horn many times when we weren't supposed to, and been frowned upon by some of the band directors, but it's been most people love it. When we go to and from the stadium, people are always wanting us to blow it because they know how loud it is, so. That was crazy.
It's surprising when earlier years when we used to take the truck to a lot of the away games, the people at the away stadiums are very, very nice to us. We had contact people, and we would call them maybe a half hour out, like if we're going to Chapel Hill. We had people that would meet us and jump on the running board and tell us where to go, where to park, how to get down into the tunnels of the stadium itself. And the same thing true at Virginia Tech. They're very, very nice to us.
Yeah, they treat us really well. Yeah, it's surprising that they